Hi, I'm John Byrne with Poets&Quants.
Sandy Kreisberg, the HBS guru.
Indeed, and we're here with another episode of Handicapping Your Elite MBA Odds. Today's candidate is a real non-traditional and unusual candidate. I love this guy, I'm just going to tell you. He has a undergraduate degree from Temple University in cello performance. He actually got his start in the mailroom of a big four.
He also was a professional cellist.
That's right.
In orchestras while in college.
That's right.
And then freelanced after college.
That's right. And then he got himself a gig in the mailroom of a big four accounting firm.
Let's read it, okay?
Okay.
Decided to look at other careers.
Right.
Thought about law school. That's a plus. Meaning rejected law school.
Good idea.
And ended up with a tiny subcontractor working for the tax arm of a big four.
Right.
Take it away.
Okay. Then he got himself in the mailroom, oddly enough, and literally, this is a Hollywood story, right?
Ran the mailroom of the Atlanta office of a big four.
Yeah. And then got a breakthrough gig working in consulting in the healthcare sector for this big four company.
Okay,
He's recently been promoted.
You got to stop the spotlight right there.
Oh, right.
He's working in the mailroom in Atlanta for a big four company, and then he has his life-changing breakthrough where he starts working in healthcare.
Okay, here's my guess.
The same big four.
Here's my guess. One of the guys who's doing consulting in healthcare is a lover of classical music.
Something like that.
The two of these just hit it off, and he gives him a chance
Right.
to be a consultant. He gets promoted. He's one of the top performers at the firm, and now he wants an MBA.
From where?
Well, he has an unusual choice of schools.
No.
Yale and
Read
Cornell.
this off. He's had a lot of success as a consultant at the big four. He says he's consulted on the Ebola and the Zika virus, the opioid epidemic, healthcare provider preparedness, and pro bono work as well.
Right.
So he's a for real big four healthcare consultant.
Right.
It's almost as if, from a hard-headed admissions officer's point of view, this guy is a big four healthcare consultant. The way he got there is interesting, but it's almost of no matter.
He wants to go to, well, here's the other interesting twist. He wants a dual degree in MBA or healthcare administration or healthcare policy.
Right.
And he wants to go to Yale, Cornell, or University of Washington or Emory.
Yeah.
What do you think?
We omitted the two important stats. He's a 3.5 from Temple,
That's
which
right.
is fine for those schools. He's reporting a GRE score of 160 quant, 163 verbal. That translates as a 660 GMAT. So what he's saying to Yale, Cornell, Emory, and Washington, take me, I've got a 660 GMAT. The GMATs at those schools, the average GMAT is for Yale 725, so that's a reach. For Cornell 700, also a reach. Washington is 691 and Emory is 683.
Right.
Less of a reach, obviously. So, John, what's my advice to this dude?
Well, you're going to do the old tough love
Yeah, what's my
advice.
tough love advice?
Take the test again.
Yeah, keep taking either the GMAT or the GRE. These people would like to meet you halfway. Those standardized tests we've been through this time and time again. The standardized tests count more and more. You know, it sounds like torture to go one more time, two more times. Your score kind of drifts up. So tough love, retake the GRE or just take the GMAT.
Right. What else can he do to make himself look really good to these schools?
Just have the people at the big four firms back him. You know, these are not these are okay schools. He's not talking about, gee, I want to go to Stanford.
Right. So in that sense, I mean, it's realistic. His reach school here is Yale and Cornell.
Right.
And Emory and UWash, he's pretty much on target.
He would be on target except, for 20 or 30 GMAT points.
Yeah, but that's the average, which means, there are a lot of people below it.
They take people below it, for sure. Right.
And I don't know, I kind of like a cello playing, up from the mailroom kind of guy.
Business schools like musicians. It gives them the delusion that what they're doing is artistic. And the cello is an instrument a lot of people like.
Yeah. The other thing is his career goal is not much of a stretch. He actually wants to work as a consultant.
Yeah, the career goal perfectly grows out of what he's done. He's
Right.
had this deep engagement with public health, fighting Zika and Ebola, the opioids, and healthcare provider preparedness. That's a good one after those hurricanes. And pro bono stuff. Yeah, he's that kind of guy.
Yeah.
He's a do-gooder cello guy with a lowish GRE score.
Okay, let's say he doesn't go and take the GRE again and applies with these numbers. What's his chance at Yale?
He's a likable guy. His chances, let's do it as is. I think he's going to get into Washington and Emory if he can convince them he wants to go. I think he'll get into Cornell. I think at Yale his chances are sort of like 30 to 40%. He's their kind of guy.
Actually, he is.
Yeah.
And they love people who pursue dual degrees as well, just like Stanford does. They really do.
I'll take your word for it. Okay. For the record, I'm opposed to dual degrees.
And explain why, though. Usually because one of the degrees can get you where you want to go, so
That's
why,
my thing. Yeah,
why go through it all, right?
And
pay the extra money.
This is a topic of conversation. It's $200,000. It's a lot of money by the time the smoke clears. You lose a year of income, and you pay the tuition. So that frequently comes out to $250,000.
High price tag, particularly if you don't need it to reach your career goal.
This guy doesn't. He doesn't need a health degree.
Yeah.
To rejoin the Big Four.
Right.
In a job he's already had.
Yes, that's true.
Right.
That's true.
And
MBA will really help this guy,
somebody might
though.
say, gee,
Yeah.
do you learn anything in those, getting a degree in public health? You don't learn anything. Yeah, what you do is you expand your network. So that's the reason to spend. Yeah, here's the question. Is three potential friends worth $250,000?
No. You can make 3 more in business school, for God's sake.
No, 3 more than that. If people have, if viewers have more information about the dual degree, drop a comment. They say, hey, Sandy, I'm a dual degree candidate. It was worth it. I'd be interested in hearing from people like that.
Great.
And tell me why.
Great. All right. So, tough love advice. Take the standardized test again. Do a little bit better. It will increase your chances, particularly at Yale and Cornell. We think you're pretty good for Emory and Washington, where you are. That's your choice entirely. I think an MBA for this guy is really good since he has a non-traditional cello performance undergraduate degree. You want that MBA. You need the MBA. Okay. Ideal.
Sign, seal, and deliver this guy.
Yeah, totally. So this is John Byrne with Poets&Quants and
Sandy Kreisberg, the HBS guru.
We'll see you on the road to business school.